The Zodiac Killer. Most people are usually quiet about their crimes, but Zodiac, as he dubbed himself, was anything but. From 1968 to 1969, he terrorized San Francisco with his murder spree, taunting the police with his coded letters to the local papers. He had at least 5 killings directly contacted to him. Although he claims to have killed 37 people, his terror began with Betty Lou Jensen, 16-year-old, and David Arthur Faraday, 17, were found lying outside of their bullet-prepared car. Jensen was found dead at the scene with 5 gunshots wound to her back, while Faraday died of a bullet to the head and en route to the hospital. Half a year later, a couple who parked their car 4 miles away from the crime scene was also gunned down, 1 injured and 1 killed. The survivor Michael McGivney was able to give a description of the killer. He described a heavy-set white man around 5'8". It would be the Zodiac Killer himself that would give the police the remaining evidences. At 12:48 a.m. that same night, police received a strange call. I wish to report a double murder. If you go on the mile east in Columbus Parkway to a public park, you will find the kid in a brown car. They have been shot with a 9mm Luger. I also killed those kids last year. Goodbye. A month later, newspaper received the first letter from the Zodiac Killer. He demanded them publish the letter on the front page or he would go on a killing rampage. The letter described the murderer all written with mysterious ciphers that seemed to form a code. This was the common theme with the other letters he would send, all signed with a cross circle symbol. One such letter was decoded by a high school teacher and his wife. It read, I like killing people because it is so much fun. It is more than killing wild game in the forest, because man is the most dangerous animal of all. To kill something gives me the most thriller experience. It is even better than getting your rock off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise and the half-killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you will try to slow down or atop my collecting of slaves from my afterlife rebirth. The Zodiac Killer would go on killing and leaving frustrating evidence for the police. Coded letter, anonymous phone calls, the crossed circle written on victims' cars, sending over blood-stained shirts, account from saviors, but the police never found him. The Served Feet Mystery. In 2007, a girl was roaming a beach in British Columbia when she found a sneaker. To her horror, as she opened up the sock, she found a human foot was inside. Since then, a number of served feet have washed ashore. The feet have been connected to 5 men, 1 woman, and 3 of unknown sex. Throughout a year, with a hawk's foot thrown here and there. The case has never been completely closed, with many theories floating around as to who the feet belongs to. The Vancouver police managed to identify one foot in 2008, matching its DNA to a man who was described as suicidal. They later were able to match 2 other feet of a woman who was also believed to have committed suicide. Because of these findings, many speculate that the feet belong to those who jumped off a bridge to their death. However, because of the rarity of only feet and no other body part showing up, some believe that the feet were connected to a plane crash by a nearby island. Others suggested they were those of the victims of the Asian tea tsunami in 2004, since the make of the shoes were all manufactured before 2004. Whatever source these tweets are coming from, they have left the world baffled for years. The Tamam Shut case. The Zodiac Killer wasn't the only one who loved to use code. On the morning of December 1st, 1948, a body was found on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. The man's body was in perfect condition, with no injury to be found. He was well dressed, although the label on his clothes were missing. In his pocket was a train ticket to Henley Beach, never to be used. It would be a month later when they would find a suitcase linked to him at Adelaide Railroad Station. Its label was removed as well as those on the article of clothing inside it. Unfortunately, it led to no clue, just like autopsy, which reported no foreign substance in his body that could directly link his death to poisoning. A month later, they would find the most substantially but puzzling evidence in a secret pocket in the man's trousers. It read, Tamam Shud. Public liberal officials called it to translate the phrase. They concluded that it meant ended or finished, which can be used or found in a collection of poems entitled The Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam. Immediately, police ran a nationwide search for the book where the scrap paper was torn from. A man came forward claiming that he found the book in the back seat of his unlocked car a week or two before they discovered the body. On the back of it, it was a strange code scrawled out in pencil. A pencil number linked to a nurse was also discovered through the nurse. Said she had given a copy of Rubaiyat to an army officer named Alfred Boxall. Now, both the men who found the book and the nurse denied any connection with the dead man. They never got any further with the case, although many suspect it may have been a suicide since the book theme was about having no regrets when life ends. Others think he may be a spy, and until there are any break in the case, his grave will remain reading. Here lies the unknown man who was found at Somerton Beach, 1st December 1948. The Tara Kaliko case. On the morning of September 20th, 1988, in Beligan, New Mexico, it seemed like a perfect day to ride a bike. Tara Kaliko borrowed her mother's pink bike to go out for a spin. Extroverted and active, she worked as a bank teller and was studying to become either psychologist or psychiatrist. She planned to pay tennis afternoons and asked her mom to drive out her in case she got a flat tire and didn't return home by noon. She never did return. Every lead went to a dead end until a year later, when a photo was found depicting a young woman her age and a missing boy, both gagged. The Polaroid photograph was found in a parking lot outside a junior food store in Florida. The 9-year-old Michael Henley went missing in the same area as Kaliko in April 1988 when he was hunting turkeys with his father. They appeared to be in the back of van with a copy of book written by V.C. Andrews, Kaliko's favorite author, lying right beside the girl, initial. Tara's mother didn't think the girl was her, but the girl in the photograph had a scar identically to Kaliko. But still, due to lack of evidence, many experts dismissed the photograph. In 1990, Michael Henley's body was found in Juni Mountain, where he was hunting, which strongly disconnects the theory that the two were abducted and taken to Florida. Kaliko's parent would eventually die, never finding out who took their daughter. The dead woman who named her killer. Although this case has been solved, how it was solved remains a mystery. In 1977, a respiratory therapist in Chicago was murdered in her apartment. Terestia Basa was found under the flaming mattress, a butcher knife buried in her chest. Police attempted to track her stolen jewelry with no luck. They also failed in trying to link any of the suspect to the crime. It seemed an impossible to find the predator. This is until Rima Chua, a co-worker who barely knew the victim, involuntarily became a leading source of the information. Chua began having frequent visions and nightmares about Basa. It started in the locker room of her work, where she experienced seeing a man's face behind Basa. This would repeat in her dreams. Chua then began channeling Basa's spirit when conversing with her husband. While channeling Basa's shirt, Chua told her husband the entire story of Basa's murder. She claimed an ordinary at the hospital named Alan Shuri who was helping Basa with her television when he assaulted her. He then killed her and set her mattress on fire. The spirit was even able to give the details of what happened to her jewelry, which was given to Shuri's common law wife, Mr. Chua, convinced his wife to give these details to the police. The police were skeptical at first, but after seeing Basa jewelry on Soar's wife, the police were able to convict the man for 14 years in jail. Unfortunately, there was not enough evidence to convict him longer. But was it really Basa ghost who named her killer? Perhaps Chua had knew some fact in the case and discussed it as a spirit possessing her. Whatever led police to the killer remains to be a mystery. Thanks for watching our video. If you like, make sure you subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Till then, see you and goodbye.